Roger John Madden in Cozumel, Mexico. I want to make a video about age differences between men and women dating each other in Mexico and how it's different than the U.S. In the U.S., when a much older man is with a younger woman, people assume the worst. He's using her for sex. She needs his money, stuff like that. They assume that there's something wrong with it. I think that has an awful lot to do with just general anti-sex prejudice in the U.S., which doesn't obtain as much in Mexico at all. I had an encounter with a really cool, attractive 21-year-old woman in Woody's in Cozumel. It's not a dance club, but it is a music club where dancing can erupt. And there was a big dance scene going on and several women out dancing and myself. And the one woman who especially engaged with me really enjoyed dancing with me. We talked, and then she led me into the restaurant and to her table where her whole family was there. Her father and mother and a couple of uncles and her brother. She was awfully cool, very eloquent. This was all in Spanish. And she did a whole little theater piece about what if we became a couple. and and she said, you'd have to get through my 14-year-old brother. If he doesn't approve of you, you're not going to do it. And he liked me a lot. And her father liked me a lot when I learned his name was Socrates. I've met a couple of Socrates in Mexico. And I made a whole deal about, well, I'm glad they didn't give me that name. That's a very, you have to live up to being a very wise person, and I never could have pulled that off. So I was a hit with him. And she says, maybe we'll become an item. And I knew she didn't mean it. I knew nothing really was going to go on between us except just a lot of fun right in that moment. And I just kind of casually said, well, you're 21, I'm 77, so 56 years. I'm 56 years older than you. And she said, so what? So what? In Mexico, it doesn't matter. If you're good for me and I'm good for you, no one in my family is going to disapprove. And she took a poll. Hey, if Juanito here and I get together, is anybody going to disapprove? No, they all were like cheered, applauded. That would be awesome because he seems like a cool guy. So it didn't mean anything was going to happen between us, but she really wanted to make the point that it's different here. We don't disapprove of that. We care about the person and the connection and the relationship. If the relationship is good, if you're good for each other, yeah, so what? So what? She made the point, and I will always remember that.